Hey, this mess around turned into Detroit Pistons and the Los Angeles Lakers 2003, 2004 all over again. The Los Angeles Lakers lost that series 4-1 against the mighty underdog Detroit Pistons. And I know it's not the same thing because Golden State ain't been playing with Kevin Durant this whole series. But yet and still, they're a powerhouse. They're on the verge of trying to three-peat, and their three-peat is in danger right now. One more game, they done. Finito. They cooked. And let me tell y'all something right now, man. That young man, Kawhi Leonard, he is the absolute truth. He is an animal. He is a goon. I got to give him all the credit in the world. But yet and still, man, Nick Nurse, I don't know what the hell he tells his players at halftime or whatever he says to them. He gets these dudes to play for him. They buy into whatever the hell he's saying, and they go out and give it their all. And I promise y'all, they look like a completely different team that second half. The first half, it was a lot of sloppiness, a lot of sloppy ball movement, a lot of turnover, a lot of errors, unforced errors. It just looked sloppy. They was missing a lot of wide open shots and forcing a lot of shots as well. Golden State they started cooking. Klay Thompson was in the rhythm, and it looked like, oh man, they finna run Toronto out the gym. Here we go with this one. It's about to be tied up, and now they got to go back 2-2, right? But let me tell y'all something. That second half, Toronto turned up the intensity. They was physical with them. One thing I like about them, they not scared to get into foul trouble. They not scared to be aggressive with them. A lot of teams foolishly make the mistake of trying to outshoot Golden State, and you're not going to win at their game. That's their game. Shooting is their forte. You're not going to beat them trying to outshoot them, which is why the Houston Rockets have not beat them. That's why they haven't defeated them. Trying to outshoot them, just jack up all type of crazy shots on ISO baskets with James Harden. That's not going to beat the Golden State Warriors. I talked about how well Kawhi played, but all across the board, when it's time to step up, Toronto Raptors role players and the other guys on the team, they step up. Serge Ibaka was looking like Serge from OKC in the early days when he first started coming on and emerging as a third option behind Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook. Serge out there finished with 20 points, 4 rebounds, and 1 assist. That third quarter, Serge was, he was surging for them. No pun intended. He was really the driving force behind them coming back and putting on a run to get a lead and extend it. Kawhi hit some big baskets, especially with them threes coming out of that first half. But, it's a balanced effort all across the board. Pascal Siakam, 19 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist. Again, I love how the kid plays with a lot of energy, attacks the basket. And look, these guys not afraid to make mistakes, but at the same time, they're not afraid to take risks, man, for real. And they play aggressive, they play hard-nosed basketball, and they physical with them all across the board, fouling them to get their players out of rhythm. Get them out of rhythm. And it's another thing, too. Golden State. These last few games, man, they can only find one player to be in rhythm at a time. For whatever reason, I don't know why. Klay was cooking, but outside of Klay, it wasn't okay, Steph had 27 points, 4 rebounds, 6 assists, but the man shot 9 for 22. 9 for 22 is not a good shooting percentage. Draymond had 10 points, 9 rebounds, 12 assists, nearly a triple-double, but it didn't mean nothing. It didn't mean nothing. They lost 105-92, and now Toronto is up 3-1. I promise y'all, Kevin Durant gonna have to play next game. He gonna have to play next game, man. They playing in Toronto. Oh man, he gonna have to play next game. I think the injury may be a little more serious than what they're letting on. But I don't know, man. He probably might suit up this next game and try to get them boys a win and get them up out of there, man. Because right now, Toronto got all the momentum. Fred VanVleet, the guy that's been filling it up with 15, 16 points off the bench, he got injured, got hit with an elbow by Sean Livingston, went out of the game. But you had other guys stepping up, hitting timely shots. What's my boy name? Danny Green was shooting terrible first half. For Toronto. Came out and hit a clutch 3 in the corner. Marc Gasol hit a 3. Guys hit shots when necessary, when their number is called, and they come alive for them for whatever reason, man. Maybe it's that spirit of the underdog, man. I can only imagine if Drake was in the arena, he would have been going crazy. But like my boy Melvin tell me, Drake ain't come to this game because he's never trying to put himself in a losing situation. That's why he didn't respond to Pusha T after that serious diss, because he didn't want to be looked at as like, even though he still took the L in that situation. But if he would have put out a weak diss track, they would have been clowning him like they clown Meek Mill for how he responded to back to back. Again, Drake ain't trying to come to Oracle, because if Toronto would have got blown out, them fans would have been talking crazy at him for heckling how he was in Toronto. They would have been letting him have it. He like, look, man, I'ma chill. When y'all come back to the 6, I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be present, and I'm gonna be talking my stuff with a bill on the sideline acting crazy. That's what he gonna do, man. But man, look, I'm looking at it. At times during this game, Boogie was looking like a fish out of water. Looking like a fish out of water, man. And Golden State's bench can't give them nothing. They not giving them nothing. Sean Livingston, Iggy, you know, they not giving them nothing. They not, man. And it's not looking good for them, man. They went 14 for 21 from the free throw line. That's another thing that was a disaster for them, missing them free throws. Those are free baskets. My pops always told me, you got to take advantage of those free baskets, man, because you never know. It's hard to score at times during the games, especially during high-intensity playoff games. If you go to the line and get fouled, you got to take advantage of that. Knock down the free shots. You get 10 seconds to knock them down. Take your time. Don't force it, and it'll hopefully go in. Now, I said Golden State shot 14 for 21. On the other side, Toronto shot 23 for 24 from 23 out of 24 free throws. They hit 23 out of 24, man. Nearly perfect. That's incredible. Toronto only had 9 turnovers, most of them coming in the first half. Golden State had 17 turnovers. That tell you what it is, man. Turning the ball over, being careless. I mean, it was just looking sloppy from Golden State. That second half was just atrocious. Like, the ball movement, it just didn't look crisp at all. And I'm looking like, is this Steve Kerr's team? This ain't looking like the natural Golden State Warriors, man. It's looking ugly out here. It was looking ugly, man. Like, no lie, man. And Boogie was looking like a fish out of water. He wasn't looking good or looking like himself. So I don't know, man. They're gonna have to go back to the drawing board. Somebody gotta get hot. It can't be one guy at one time. And just because you finished with 26, 27 points don't mean nothing, because you could have scored them points in garbage time. I said Pascal Siakam was hooping. He had some big shots during the run, but he had some shots too that came at the very end of the game. So it stretched his scoring average to 19. It stretched his scoring output to 19. Instead, he probably would have finished with like 14 or something like that, or 13. But he hit some big shots during the run, some key shots during the run to help them extend the lead. But yeah, man, Kawhi is real. He is real. Going between the legs, pulling up, hitting the J in people's face, hitting threes, man. He's confident, he's aggressive, and he steps up when needed to. That first half, nobody could get nothing going, especially that first quarter. Kawhi was single-handedly putting the Toronto Raptors on his back that first quarter and say, look, come on, man. It's time to go to war. I'm strapped up. It is what it is. I'm war ready. Let's get to it. And he had like 14 out of their 17 points in the first quarter. That first half was not a beautiful half of basketball for either team. And, you know, everything is not going to be pretty. But a win is a win nonetheless, and they still scored over 100 points. The score again was 105 to 92. Nick Nurse got to be feeling good about the position that his team is in, but he has to preach to them, man. We cannot take our foot off the gas. We can't get comfortable because we up 3-1. We saw what happened when Golden State was up 3-1 against the Cleveland Cavaliers. They took it for granted, and they lost. They lost, man. They lost, and they will never, like, people will always remember that. And Toronto doesn't want to be on that side of the 3-1 depth. They don't want to be the team that loses the 3-1 lead. You never want to be that team. And I'm looking like, damn, is this a narrative? Is this a narrative push for Golden State? Okay, we lost. Golden State, like, okay, we lost a 3-1 lead. So now we'll be another team to come back from a 3-1 lead, to come back from a 3-1 deficit and win the whole thing. That's what their mindset is. We seen it happen to us. We got to redeem ourselves so we can get that monkey off our back, and people will stop associating that 3-1 loss with us, because they'll remember us coming back from a 3-1 deficit. I'm thinking like they probably thinking they on that playing field, and KD on the sideline like, y'all do need me. Draymond, y'all do need me. Yeah, y'all won when I wasn't here, but y'all got the calling and crying and calling me on the phone when you lost, Draymond. You got the crying in the car calling me about telling me how y'all need me to help beat Bron. You know, y'all needed me. So KD like, huh? Y'all look like y'all needed me now. Shoot, hey, I don't know, man. And again, I think KD is more hurt than what he's letting on. But I think he's gonna try to suck it up and play these next couple of games. My boy Mill been thinking like, do KD really want to be there? He not on the bench. He not in no warm-ups or nothing. He in regular street clothes in a tunnel looking like he giving them disinterested high fives and stuff like that. So ain't no telling, man. KD got 1 foot in Brooklyn and 1 foot in Golden State. He ready to get up out of there, man. But if he pull this off, it's gonna be magical. I don't know. If he come and play, it's gonna be if he come and play and he pull off 3 straight wins, it's gonna be crazy. But I don't know, man. He might not come back because it's looking like he probably don't try to play. But I don't know, man. I think it may be more serious than what Golden State is trying to let on. Yeah, man. Great game, exciting game. I was thrilled watching it all in front of the TV. I'm like, man, I'm into it, man. It looked like at one point Golden State was going to take off with the lead, but then Toronto got the lead up to like 16 points. And then I'm like, damn, here come Golden State. They filling it up. They can fill it up in a heartbeat and they can create runs. But one thing about it, man, Toronto stayed composed. They kept their composure even when they was losing. When a big lead was mounting on them, when they was down 8 and 9 points, they kept that cool. They said, okay, you know what, man, we're going to dig ourselves out of this hole. Look, go to the free throw line, get fouled, knock down your free throws, and we're going to continue fighting. Knock down big shots. Hey, look, we're going to keep it coming to you. It don't matter if you're missing your shots, Danny Green. We're going to keep kicking it out to you because that's what you do. And shooters going to shoot. So sit in that corner, knock it down, and it's going to be all great. It's going to be all good. It's going to be gravy, baby. We're going to get up out of here. And that's what they did. Big Marc Gasol. We know you can get busy in the paint, but we also know you can shoot threes from time to time. We're going to need you to hit that big 3 coming up. And lo and behold, that's exactly what he did, man. Kyle Lowry, look, I know I give Kyle a hard time, man. But Cal ain't afraid to get physical with guards. He uses his big body. He got a big, bulky frame. He uses his big body to be an irritant to guards and even the bigger players that's bigger than him. He gets in a lot of foul trouble, but he doesn't care. He's there to disrupt the team's momentum offensively and to try to get people, get them out of rhythm, man. He finished with 10 points, 2 rebounds, 7 assists. Again, I talk about Cal a lot. But I'll get this to Cal, man. He's very physical and he tries to be an outright defender on players. He gets in the foul trouble, but hey, they need him to be aggressive to try to get these dudes out of rhythm and be physical with the other team, man. 7 assists is solid. I feel like sometimes though he be missing up. He be passing up wide open layups to try to kick out. When you under the rim, don't be scared. Everybody, I know you got your shot blocked by Draymond, but it's sometimes I feel like he can go straight up to the basket and get an easy bucket. And I'm like, just do that, Cal. It's smooth. Get your points. And I think he could have curbed a lot of that the offensive problems Toronto was having at times because he want to kick back out when he right under the rim. Take it up, unless you see a big man down under the rim ready to swat it. But it's sometimes he got guys beat off the dribble where he possibly can finish the layup, finish it off, and he doesn't do it, man. But yeah, man. Woo-wee. I don't know, man. It's looking crazy out here, man. It's looking crazy. Golden State is down 3-1. I don't know, man. It may be a Detroit Pistons, Los Angeles Lakers situation. And the Lakers was stacked that year. Even though Karl Malone and Gary Payton was old, the Lakers was running dudes, running teams, man. They had Gary Payton, Karl Malone, Shaq and Kobe, and Ben Wallace, Rip Hamilton, Chauncey Billups, Rasheed Wallace, Tayshaun Prince, Lindsey Hunter. What's my boy from Brian McKnight name, man? What's my man's name, man? What's big dude name, man? Antonio McDyess, Jason Maxiell and all them boys. They beat the LA Lakers, Shaq and Kobe, man. And I don't know, man. Kawhi and them may try to be. They might try to cut out this Golden State dynasty thing. They trying to end it. So we shall see. Peace.